Yeah, whoever jump in. There
All
we
right.
go.
Like I say, guys,
What's going on, people? Big up to you all. It's your boys back, Virgil Reds TV. Your boy Virgil Burns, Virgil Pops here with us. Big up to all everyone who's in the channel. It's been a while. We miss you guys. There's an impromptu live stream that we decided we can do because me and Pops was talking and we said we miss doing streams because, as everybody knows, as you can see from my time, I still on vacation in the Caribbean, but we here with you. So big up to you all.
yeah, there's a quick one
Pops,
for the
how
two
you
four
doing, my brother?
six. Struggling and
It
struggling, but
is
I still
facts. We
here.
both from the 246. Exactly. So everybody know, as you can see, Major Reds hit 500 subs. Big up to you all. We appreciate the love and support you've always given us. We now on the road to 1,000. We hit the halfway mark. And without you guys, we wouldn't have been here in such a short period of time. Bless and love to you all. Appreciate the love and support coming from us all. Rasta Crab won't be with us. He is vacationing in Jamaica, so the boys taking a little holiday, refreshing, recharging the batteries. But we here with
Well
y'all
deserved holiday.
doing
Well
a
deserved.
quick, exactly. So we run through the streams. The chats here, big up Kia as always. Big up to you. Big up Kalonji. Big up AD. Big up, bro. Ravi, big up to you, bro.
D more in the
Tree,
house.
finally catching a live show. Big up as always. 80 says shout out to my mama for a fly fish today. Boy, 80 gonna tell you, boy, the flying fish real small out here, boy. I don't even know if I want any of them.
Yeah,
I
small,
I,
small.
I don't think they should be pulling them out of the water, but that's just me. D, big up. I can give a special shout out to D
For real.
because the new intro, all because of D. She worked tirelessly to get that done. We've got some new background stuff, a new different avatars and stuff that's going to be coming out over the next few weeks. And D has been our champion in the background, doing a lot for this channel. So big up to you, D. Love as always, my daughter. Baz, big up, Big Burns and Pops. Thought they'd say what's up, would come on, but just had an accident in the hospital, being checked through. I'm fine. Big up to the chat and congratulations on the 500. Baz, I hope everything's okay, bro.
Oh,
Sorry to
yeah.
hear that you're
Get
in an
well soon, bro.
accident. Hopefully all is well, brother. So everybody see that we put the I put the link into the chat. If anybody want to jump on, have a little talk with the boys, and we'll chop it up. It ain't gonna be a very long stream, probably an hour, and then next week, as y'all can see, and I got some shows already lined up already, and it's already in the live for next week upcoming. So we be doing it heavy next week, big time. Yeah, AD, as the title said, Captain Verge. Pops, Virgil van Dijk is appointed the new captain of Liverpool Football Club, with Trent being appointed the vice captain for the team now. with the associate captains in Salah and Allison and Robbo, if I'm not mistaken, is the other one. The Virgil one for me is not surprising. I was championing Robbo just because, you know me, Pops, I like the shithousery that Robbo is bringing to the game. So I was championing him as being the captain. But I don't have a problem with Virgil being the captain. I think he would do a stellar job for us, as always. The one surprised me, though, was Trent. How you feel about that one?
No surprises to me, to be honest. If you look at the 5 people that you just called, that's the obvious candidates. And Trent is the captain, fantastic for the future. So one could argue that you could have given it to Moz as vice and have Trent in the wings, but Trent is the one man onto the group of 5 that you see there long term.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, rest of these men looking closer to the end of their tenure at Liverpool than Trent. So we expect Trent for another maybe 10 years, who knows, depending on the landscape. But VVD was the obvious choice. He's a centre half. He's a number 4, vice captain all along. I mean, the captain's armband for me wasn't a big debate or discussion because the players were on it as well. So the players themselves have a lot of say in who the captain is. And he was the vice. He had the armband on many times when Hendo was on the pitch. And just knowing that you got the respect and the leadership of the other players that there, and the shithousery of Robbo, I think the additional responsibility for Trent will see him again sort of evolve to another stage and phase of his Liverpool career. And hopefully VVD full-time armband will see him climb back up to the levels that we saw him at a couple of years ago and missed after the injury.
Yeah.
No issues. Yeah, I don't think that's a big talking point, to be honest.
Yeah, I ain't got none either. Zero. Big up John Conway.
Big up John Conway.
As always.
Ravi B.
Ravi says
respect.
A lot of streams talk how much players cost and going for, but not many talk about how they think the players will do and play in the team and how the team will play versus teams. Ravi, I'm glad you brought that comment because Pops, myself, and Crab, we talked to amongst each other and we were like, you know what? So many different content creators are bringing up these rumors about this player and that player, and we just want to do it as well and be with the bunch. We want to bring something different, substance, and have a talk. So I'm glad you put it that comment because it's actually something I was going to talk about today as well, and Pops as well. We were going to bring it up. So I appreciate that because, yeah, I feel the same way. The other guy's doing a great job in covering that stuff. I think we didn't need to be adding to that because too much is too much. You know what I mean? The one that's a really fresh for me, and big up to him, G. I've been loving what he's been putting out because he's been putting out some great data and stats on individual players, which is refreshing to see because not anyone. And G's been doing it consistently. I think he already covered 100 players. He got another 150 to do. I talked to him on the back lines, and this is something that he's doing. Some wicked content. So that was really, 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 really good. Yeah, but in this comment too, Ravi, I actually think the guys that they brought in is going to fit very well with this club, to be honest with you. Sabazalai, McAllister, they both have looked very well in the preseason games that I have watched. I haven't watched a whole ton of them, bits and pieces here and there. And what I've seen, look pure quality, you can see coming in there. My worry is the DM. Hopefully we do get one. Apparently Curtis Jones is going to be holding that role for the time being. I think Curtis can do a job, to be honest, but I don't think it's a long-term option to have Curtis as your DM. But Curtis does absolutely hold the quality that he can hold a DM role for the temporary position until we get some of the guys in here to be a full-time DM. Pops, I don't know how you feel about that, but that's just my comment about that.
It looking like 6 by committee again, man. Because to me, we were always going to be 6 by committee, even if Fab and Hendo stayed, because Hendo was going to get reduced minutes and probably be a support number 6 or backup number 6, whatever you want to call it. Even if we did just add Lavia, but with 2 of them leaving, it leaves you with Curtis, Steph still coming back from injury, Thiago still coming back from injury, and Trent and or Timmy Cass as the inverted, depending on who playing on which side. Because when Joey G playing on the right side, you can see Timmy coming in from the left, so the back 3 becomes Joey G, Ibu, and Virg. And when Trent is at right back, it flips the other way and Robbo comes over as the left centre back. Not ideal, but hopefully the noise still out there linking us with Lavia and now Andre Trinidad as the man on Copperfish is calling. I really am business with the speculation. So it is what it is. We got these players that we got right now. And if the season were to start tomorrow, Curtis City 6 wouldn't be horrible. I mean, he knows the system well. He knows the system better than anybody else. So even if McAllister might arguably be a better 6 or have played as a double pivot, I think Curtis has, to me, just the experience of playing with the side. That gives him a little nod there. And then Trent playing next to him should help him out. So if we were starting tomorrow, I figure that's how we would start.
Yeah.
The usual back 5, Curtis City 6, McAllister out left, probably Sabazalai out right, or maybe Gakpo, depending on how you want to start, and then a front 3 out to the attacking 5.
Yeah. Robbie said Trent's voice would be good. And what better to have a Scotia in the team as voice or captain? 100% agree with you, Robbie. 100%. Eddie said he's worried about the season if things stay like this. Eddie, you know what? I a lot more positive. I ain't worried about the season. I think we still have a lot of quality, to be honest with you. I know we're short in certain positions, but for some sneaky reason, I am a little bit more positive about how this season will pan out compared to last season. Last season was real bad. And it turned a lot of the fan base negative and sideways, myself included. I went crazy sometimes, but we are human beings, so that's expected. But I Rasta Crab talked about selling more. I remember that went down. Crab, we looking at you. But I ultra positive about this season so far. And even though we short a DM, short a center back, short a right back cover, even if Curtis there and we do the inverted thing with Trent coming in as a double pivot into the middle and running on a back 3, I think we can still do something. What I think a lot of teams need to worry about, in my opinion, is our front 3, because from what I have seen so far,
5.
Salah, Gakpo, Jota, but put it 5. Jota, Nunez, men on smoke right now. All of them. Every single one of them clicking.
If you want to stretch it, 6. Add young Ben Doak.
Yeah. And that kid is bought. That kid just go. He fears no one. He goes after everybody. Yep. He do not care. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
It feels crazy. 13, 14. If you look at it right now, the front 6 look like being bang, and then as you look further back, you got a little issue. So, I mean, you see, the market isn't closed yet. The transfer window isn't closed yet, and I don't like the fact that the season starts and the window's still open. To be honest, that's the part I hate, because it's speculation.
You
for
always
a couple
have
of
said
weeks.
That.
Yeah, it annoys me. It just makes the football feel miserable, because I would just like when the games kick off, that's your team.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah. You've always hated that. You've said that from time. Today I read on Twitter, I was on the beach there chilling, relaxing with the family, and I read that Southampton rejected the second bid and seems to feel confident that they could hold 60 million for Lavia.
Well, 60 million what? Euro?
In my opinion, they could go 60 million pounds. In my opinion, Southampton could go on pound salt, because there's no chance, even if I did the owner FSG getting 60 million for Lavia for a man that play 1 season. It is not happening. Not for me. I would rather go and get Cole.
50 was a stretch. 50 was a stretch. So 60
50 was a stretch for me as well.
And a big stretch.
60's madness.
Big stretch. 60
I'd rather go and get
Cole
in. Exactly. And somebody else for that amount, and it wouldn't even equivalent to 60 M's. So whatever them trying to do, that gonna backfire with them, because they're playing in the championship, and he clearly wants out of that team. So if they get him disgruntled, they just hurting themselves. And then you know what happened? He can stay there and
But
City and go and snap you up for 40 million next year because of the buyback option.
no, that's it there. They got a chance to say, well, look, we don't have to sell this guy. We can keep him for a year and get 40 million guaranteed next year. So if you really want him, bring the money. That's really what it is. I mean, and they want 40. They want their 40 million, which is understandable because they got the 20% sell on to City. So the additional 10 that they want us to pay is basically going to go straight to City and they can get the 40 million, we get the player. Now, for me, $10 million is our sloppiness, our slackness, our whatever you want to call it in the transfer market. That's the loss. You got to suffer that loss. You will need to pay 30 plus add-ons, which takes you to just about 40. So suck at the 10 million as a loss. If that's the man that Klopp has identified as the next man down the line, get him and let's move on. Otherwise, let's just move on.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Amir, big up, bro. Amir say I feel sick at the FSG owners. Horrible, fraudulent people. Club isn't going to sign Lavia. Well, we know how them is operating,
Easy,
Amir. I want to see a lot.
Fingers
I want to
crossed,
see a
man.
lot more
Fingers
positivity
crossed.
from you, bro. Because
Fingers crossed. Fingers
Amir,
crossed.
I
He
worried
still
about
got
you,
shit.
boy. Amir, worried about you, brother. This negativity, boy. Negativity is do crazy things to your body. Yeah. I want to see a little more positivity from you. I want to see you switch a little bit, bro. I a little worried about you, bro. That's it true.
Smile some more. Smile
Don't
some
let
more.
FSG get you so crazy. Smile some more. You know, they say apple away keeps the doctor away. I think a smile a day is going to, or a couple of smiles a day can keep your stress level down. So you could be good. But big up to you, bro, as always. Congrats on your 500. Robbie said, question for both. How do we ensure to get maximum points over the tricky Prem away games? Pops, you want to start first?
Now, the away games generally last season were teams going over the top, beating the press, and the press was half-ass. So if we get the press right, which looks a lot better in the preseason, to be fair, what that should mean is we're allowed to condense the pitch. We got better technical players now, which means picking a pass, and you can see McAllister has done that better. Trent operating in the overlap position. If you get Thiago back, you got an additional man with that sort of touch. You got Salah showing you that he's coming wider and finding the assist. So I'm hopeful on that front. Now the key is being able to manage the balls that's still gonna go over the top where you're stretching the back line. So you don't want to end up with Ibu and Virgil being 2-on-2 or 2-on-3 too often. And that happened a lot last season because we were getting bypassed in middle part. Now if Jones is in his 6, that's younger legs. He ain't necessarily the quickest, but he still got better legs than Fab. And the one thing I want to see us do more next season is take the tactical faults, stop the play, shut down the breaks. Yeah, just a little tap. You don't have to kill anybody. Touch a shirt, touch a man, a little trip. Occasionally you can get booked. Take a card. We've seen City do it a lot and be very successful. Fernandinho is, for me, the man that set the benchmark for it and he used to get away with murder because he would do it a couple of times before you actually get booked. So you do a couple of them, just start the play, and you're still in the game. All too often we are jogging next to players or running with players. Oh, yes, just trip the man, just give him a trip. No. Instead of escorting him to the box and then you get shot off and it deflects off somebody or whatever the case may be, because Ali at the back is still going to be Ali. So he's going to make the saves that can keep us in games. And even if he isn't, I got confidence that Kells is still a high-level, top-quality number 2, arguably a number 1 in the making. So I'm not concerned between the sticks. It's the durability of the back line. And then if we can really squeeze games and then capitalize. Because the chances that we missed last year between Mo and the N9, we missed a ton, to be honest. Not just them, but they were 2 of the highest. We had the chances. So we took some of the chances. A lot of those games where we looked like we were struggling and didn't do well, we would have come away with a 1-0 win or a 2-1 win. So again, they're looking on the brighter side. The brighter side with you, Barnes.
I with you, Pops. You everything you said there spot on. What I will add to that as well is last season we played without Diaz 90% of the year. We played without Jota a good 75% of the season. and you had Salah and Nunez missing goals, missing a lot of chances. I don't think having a healthy front line this season, we can miss all them chances, to be honest with you. And with the midfield being a lot more younger, better legs than we had last season. And Virgil and Kanate obviously is our two best center backs we have on our team. I think we could actually win a lot of games on the road this year, which was our Achilles heel last season, to be honest with you. That is what really burned us last season, is our away form. Our home form was spot on. Our away form was absolutely atrocious, bad. And we talked about it many times. We were freaking out. We were like, how were we so bad on the way? We were just terrible. But yeah, we guys have to wait and see. We start out on the road on Stamford Bridge next week, Sunday. That should be very interesting playing against the Chelsea squad. We will see.
Correct.
We will see. But Ravi, great question. Take care, fellas, and congrats, 500 big things when you're talking NBA. Make sure bring Matt from Coppish. Yeah. That's still on the cards from Matt. I waited on Matt to get me back. Matt's dealing with some stuff on his end. Matt will let me know, and then we will definitely do that NBA. And we're gonna have Callum A. Smith on too, because Callum got a lot of talk and the chest puff up big, but I got the questions that can stump him big time. And I don't want nobody in chat helping him. No one. Robbie, I'm excited to see how Zabuzlai would score 30 to 40-yard goals. Me too. That kid is quality. Gary Richards. Big up, Gary. As always, tell you, Obajan. One thinks Lavia is going to Chelsea. How many players Chelsea want to sign, huh? They want Caicedo. I mean, like they may learn from last season that bringing in 15 players into a squad over one summer is not healthy for your team from a gelling standpoint and everything else.
They need midfielders though, but that's their problem.
That is their problem. If he goes there, then good luck to him. That's all he would say. Big up M. Tarmizi. Big up my brother. The window should shut a day or two before the Prem starts. 100%, Robbie. I agree. It shouldn't be going on. Shouldn't be going on so long. Marianne, big up. My girl, big up Beijing Resin, Beijing Pops, and KLFC. Big up as always. Hensman, my brother. We talk a lot. Big up to you, bro.
Respect, man.
Big up to my little brother, Redbird. Yep. Redbird is a steady one always in the chat. Big up on 500 subs. Big up, bro. I appreciate all the content creators as well that supports the this channel, and we do the same thing. Big up, man.
For real.
Thuram is 35 million, a better player. He is, but you know what's the problem though, Gary? Needs playing hard
not
ball.
Natural
they
six,
really
though,
are.
But in a natural
and
six,
I don't think Liverpool want to deal with it. He's not. He has to learn that position.
Yeah. Kone's closer to a 6 than Thuram, I would say.
Trudon said, "Who in the blue hell is Andrea?"
Brazilian. Don't worry about it. Stay away from Twitter. Stay away from the links.
James, big up. Respect, it's true. It's so true. Marianne said, "We just had my brother-in-law here, a blue. He said to me, you have too much red in here. Personally, I like to see the lads every day. It's comforting." We can be back fast and furious from next week, Marianne. The boys just needing some vacation. Get some sun, relaxation, chill with the family. But trust me, we got some serious content to bring starting next week. I already put it out in the channel already. We got a show Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, and then maybe one Wednesday and Thursday too. So just stay tuned. We coming fast and furious. I rejuvenated, powered up. Crab can be the same. Pops can be back to pops.
I hope so. He's struggling right now. He's struggling right now.
A little bit on the weather, and he powering through. You can be good, man. We can give you some coconut water and stuff. I can come by your house and drop off like 2 jugs of coconut water and tell you to drink them electrolytes and get that system right.
Yeah. They're working on it, buddy.
Oh man.
Who we got jumping in? Anybody
Well,
coming in?
everybody
Or
else in here saying anybody coming in and chop it up with us. The link in the chat at the very beginning. If y'all didn't see it, I can put it back in. I can do it again. I can't get into the other side and put it back on again. Maddy Mad, big up, bro.
big up.
Pops, we got crop over season still upon us. This is the last lap. I ain't really do a whole lot.
All things being equal, we can run into one another this weekend. So
on Saturday, it's true.
we will
share
a libation as
you good.
Say. Yeah.
Yep. It's facts. We will for sure. We will for sure. I was talking to Drift earlier today. Drift was giving them man Liverpool till today to do something. Then you can see Dark Drift can come out. And he already
I heard him
already,
so he said it running through July coming out different in August, so we can see.
We got.
I know
see
Bruno
Friday,
had a date set too. Bruno had a date set too. So I can't remember Bruno's deadline.
I know you can come out wicked. Boy, some people are gonna be out on fire if people don't do right. I watched the interview yesterday with Klopp when he was with Trent, and Klopp did say that, obviously we need other players to come in and something will happen. So let me just see what that is. I just don't want to see another hologram like Artur again at the last minute.
No,
that's what I just don't want to see. Nothing so.
I'd prefer to use one of the youngsters. I'd prefer to use one of the youngsters that in preseason now than to do Arthur Miller, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. 100%.
At least you would know what's going on and he's being involved. I got dip soon too, so
yeah. Ends if you still jump on.
Jump in if you want to have a quick word. Otherwise, you will see the Beijing Reds next week. Unless you're at Bliss this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. All you can see us still next week. But yeah, I wanted to really thank all the supporters for the fight, helping us get to 500.
Yeah.
I was what did Maddie say?
He said he
Johnny Fellas in a second had surgery. Jeez, you. Hey boy having surgery.
You got to walk in.
My boy Baz in hospital with an accident. Hey, guys, take care of yourself, yeah?
Big up Glasgow Reds now that used to hospital.
Who did or not, so?
Yeah, I guess you got to do what you got to do, though, so life happens.
It's true. Life does happen. But people, make sure you look after yourselves, man. That's the truth. I want to see all the Reds supporters healthy.
Give me one second.
Healthy for this season. Yeah. Just like our actual team, I want to see healthy for the whole year so we could do a bit of a madness this year. People ain't taking Liverpool seriously and thinking that we could actually be top 5. They're talking about Newcastle. They're talking about Chelsea. They're talking about Arsenal, who's done some good business this summer. I will give them that. People talking about Man U. People talking about Man City, but nobody talking about Liverpool. And the Liverpool fans complaining that we ain't doing enough. I just want to see us have a fantastic season and everybody happy, smiling, and we having a party every day. That's what I want to see. That would make me extremely happy. Extremely happy. How everybody week was. Let me get the chat going. Let everybody talk. How was your week was? Anybody having a good week? Anybody had a rough day? Let me chat it out. Let me talk. I hear Mitt with full of positive energy. I must be. I am a beautiful island with sun, salt water. I rested. I good. Where is my boy Beijing Angel? I haven't seen him in the chat yet. Well, while we're waiting for Pops to come back, we will we'll talk a bit about, we got Bayern tomorrow, preseason game in Singapore. Don't know what the starting line is going to be. We should find that out sometime. Hopefully in the wee hours of the morning for me. But hopefully we take care of Bayern tomorrow. It's gonna be a tough game. Mad, what is going on,
what
brother?
up, people? I'm hanging in there back on the road to recover.
You all right, man?
Yep, I had surgery on the back of my head. Nothing on the brain. They did have to remove a
Nothing serious.
hole in the lower part of my head that is like, it is like a conduit for like your spinal fluid and stuff between your brain and your spine and all that sort of shit. So I discovered it a bit earlier this year and went and get it sorted and shit. So this is today's 1 week since I had the surgery. So I'm back in recovery, trying to get back into things normal, that sort of stuff. How you guys been doing?
Whoa. Well, you know me.
Big up for coming on, boy. Wishing you well in your recovery. For real.
It ain't an easy road, this thing they call life.
Correct. But you got a chance though, so
that's all
100%.
That's all we need in this life is that chance.
Sooner rather than later. That's
what I tell people. But I just wanted to touch on stuff, because like with this Lavia thing, and I said, if you want the guy, and Southampton standing firm at 50 million, just pay the 50 million. And people might say, oh, that's easy for you to say, but you got to remember, we took Mane from them, we took VVD from them, we took, what was it, Lallana?
Yep.
And guess what? And this is why I try to tell people, I say like, because the other day I was hearing people was trying to have this argument about when Klopp did get dinged again for talking to Caldwell from Chelsea, a coach should be allowed to do whatever. And it's like, listen, there's rules in place, because if you allow these big 6 clubs or the big 8 or whatever to just continually just go and take what they want from these clubs and them, in a way, it's doing a disservice to the club if you're not getting compensated properly. And the thing that I have with it is like, everybody, a lot of these content creators just be like, oh yeah, we rip off people by like when we sold Brewster to Sheffield for 24 million. They were happy. But then now another club is standing their ground for their own benefit. And now people want to be like, oh, Southampton playing dirty and all that sort of stuff, which makes no sense. If the dude is worth, you all have him valuated at 45 million. And all of a sudden, you look at his contract and he's still got 4 years to go. They're within their right to ask for that price. And then again, like I always tell people, whose fault is this that we are in? Again, people don't like to hear it, but you wanted to keep Milner and Henderson and give them first team games and stuff. Did you see the loyalty last too long for you? As soon as they got the chance, and not so much Fabinho, because I gotta give Fabinho respect. He made a wonderful departing speech. Henderson as a captain, how he said goodbye, disgraceful. I'm sorry to say, anybody who is a fanboy of Henderson, the way how he said his farewell stuff, I'm sorry to say, and Henderson came in, and I guess what? Klopp being forced to saying, well, guess what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get new players, and hey, you mightn't get the minutes that you're accustomed getting. He decided, guess what? I'm going to go to the Saudi league, and do my thing. And as I said, it's like, it's so biased sometimes with how some of these content creators like will talk and say stuff, but then they are not equal with that across the board, you know. And then the other thing, I don't know what your thoughts is, but when I mean I was pissed and annoyed when Carvalho had released that statement, as in like how with Klopp's treatment towards him and all that sort of stuff, right? If you didn't want the dude, why did we go back in after the winter transfer window and went and get him during the summertime, and then you literally just watched the dude and you just left him there to the wolves and stuff, as in like, even I've heard you all say it, it had times when we in a game and we could try to bring on a Carvalho, you went and bring on a Milner. You know, so I'm kind of, and as I said, that there sets a bad precedent for future players coming into the club. I'm sorry. Because was it Steven Gerrard's nephew or something that have some big getting away with Klopp and in the way how he left the club because he started to become quite kind of like nasty and was throwing words and stuff and trying to force his way out. But then now you start to understand where there's smoke, there's fire. Because I'm sorry, even if you didn't want to use Carvalho when you got him, just send him back to Fulham. Because people fail to understand this dude also gave up his right to play for Portugal and decided that he was going to dedicate his forward 1 second, I was getting a call coming in. He decided to put his future to start playing representing England, and as I said, now you screw him over and they're talking about this sending him on loan. Me personally, I want your thoughts on it. I don't think Carvalho is coming back to Liverpool. He's going to bluntly say he doesn't want to play under Klopp.
I agree with you. I don't think he's coming back either. I think he's going to be sold after this loan spell, to be honest with you. We won't really know if it was really a Klopp wanted him or if it was the analytical team that actually wanted or said the analytics work good for the club. We should sign him, and Klopp just went ahead with it. We don't know what, and then Klopp figured out he doesn't really fit into how I really want to do things because, I mean, Carvalho is a really, really skillful player, right? Let's call a spade a spade. But he's also very weak. He can be bullied off the ball. He can be pushed off the ball. He needs to gain strength, but he's still a very young man. He hasn't really fill out as a man yet and gain that strength. So that can come in time. But right now, as way Klopp play football, I don't see him fitting in the plans whatsoever. So he could very well be sold at the end of this year. He could very well be. Pops, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it depends
that is true, Beijing. But again, this is where you as other clubs will sell on a player that they got. Because as I said, even if we go and get next year for
Maddie, you're breaking up big time, bro.
Yeah.
I thought it was me at one point. Well, Maddie, they're trying to get on it, but come on. Marianne said Beijing agreed. Just want to have fantastic goals. Pops you out?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right, brother.
We can catch up soon.
See you on Sunday.
Respect all Jack.
Yeah.
Take care. Stay tuned. Beijing
Okay,
Red's coming back with a big bang.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the thing that I'm starting to have like serious issues with, because they're talking now, even let's say Nat Phillip. Nat Phillip is going to be going to Leeds for like what they say, like close to 10 million, somewhere around there.
10 million, yeah.
Why the hell we would not be able to get more? Because again, it had times when clubs should have been using the guy and you didn't use him. So now clubs could come and say, well, you know what? We don't buy on potential, we buy on performance. And we didn't see much performance, but they know to themselves they are getting a pretty good player. and they're not going to do nothing over 10 million. So as I say again, we still screwing ourselves over because, as I said, when we should be, even if you buy a player for investment purposes to sell on, to make a profit on, what's the profit margin we are getting?
Yeah. No, you got a point there.
And
Klopp has his system,
and the scary
right?
thing about it,
Go
true.
ahead. He has a
But the
system.
thing
He has a
about
style.
it,
He ain't gonna change.
what irritates me about it, no, that is agreed. But then this is the thing what he always says, Bijan. I buy a player and to play multiple positions, which again is a disservice to that player that you are bringing in. Because I look at it as in, if I bring in Nunez as a goddamn striker, why am I trying to play him as a winger? You are literally handicapping their development. So that's what I said. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it. You have a system, but then it has been shown where you're buying other players and you're trying to put in a square peg in a wrong hole, playing them out of position. And as I said, that hampers the players now a lack
Marty, internet
of
gone. There you go.
confidence because okay, Beijing.
Marty, you're yodeling there, bro. Somebody, I think FSG got your internet, to be honest with you. I don't mean to be laughing, bro, but here he comes again.
Yeah, phone connection versus my goddamn tablet connection is kind of dodgy. But like I was saying before, I got cut off Bajan. It's like somebody say, you know what, Bajan Bansi from Barbados. We're going to bring him onto our team, onto a content show as the person to talk about Bajan music and soca music, calypso music. But then when you get there, they watch you and they say, you know what, Bajan bands, change your script. We want you to talk about reggae.
I mean, mind you, I'm multiverse, so I can do that too.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying is like you bring me in and you tell me prepared to be this, but then you're watching me and be like, you're giving me a kind of a side eye and you're
scenario
kind of like limiting me to be what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, Marty, I hear where you're coming from. I hear
Liverpool
where you're coming from.
is a brand name.
It is true.
That has been recognized throughout the world. And at the end of the day, club also needs to grow a pair of cojones because you are supposed to be the next generational coach. Everybody claim you're supposed to be. Use your cojones in that position and tell FSG, guess what? You all figure this shit out or I'm out of here. Do you think FSG can afford for club to quit on them?
But them don't care.
Or they will care because now their valuation for that club will drop even tremendously more. And this is where it's still Liverpool, but yeah, they don't care. But when you get an established person watch you and say, guess what? You are limiting me from being who I am. That now sets a precedent for everybody else because the only thing that you're going to get after that, as I said, is mediocrity. Because let's say club stays there and sees out his 3-year tenure until 26 or whatever.
Yeah.
And let's just say he win another Champions League, an ex-Prem League. Isn't Liverpool not going to be even more valuable?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Let them know, like, guess what, partner? You all obviously don't care. Well, guess what? I'm going to show you all I don't care. Because the other thing that, as I said, Bajan, I'm sorry. It gives me a headache. Why the hell is that assistant coach still with the team?
Because Klopp trust him.
Because, again, he went and opened his mouth the other day whilst I was in the hospital, and he's talking about Liverpool is going to recharge and they're going to do this different and stuff. You have no credentials in the world of football as a coach that anybody wants. Hush your mouth, collect your badges, and try to get better.
Yeah.
So,
I feel the same way you do when it comes to Pep. I'm not a fan. However, what I will say, he's a number 2, but Klopp learned from last season. He allowed Pep to do a lot more craziness than you've seen the latter part of last season. Klopp actually physically took back over the club and put Pep pretty much in his place. And he's been doing it.
Yeah, I know. Putting him in his place is one thing. That's like rapping a kid on the knuckles. No, your ass in detention. Go to your room, though. I don't want to see you again. Goodbye. Keep it moving. But before I go, I have a question. How you think this game with Chelsea is going to work out for us? And if it doesn't work out well with like a lack of signing or whatever, and a lack of more reinforcements coming into the club, how do you think that game is going to turn out for us?
I ain't gonna give my prediction of the score, but between me and you, what I will say is I think we can actually handle Chelsea. And I have a real reason why I believe that. Chelsea is trying to incorporate way too much people into a starting 11 with a brand new coach, and you going up against Liverpool the very first game of the year. That is going to be a problem for them. And their back line, for me, still is not strong. You still have an old back line, other than Levi Colwell, who is a stellar centre back as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, very cool.
You got Thiago Silva there still, and you've got, you know what I mean. And you've got Reece James, who's not great defensively. Everybody talk about Reece James, but Reece James is a liability on the defensive end. And then you've got Cucurella on the next side. To do who? What are you going to do, really? Cucurella can't handle Mohamed Salah. He's not going to be able to handle it. So our front line is going to give them a load of problems. Our midfield is stronger than it was last year, and they have their whole midfield is changed. They've got a brand new midfield, with the exception of the Enzo that looked up in the beginning of last season. They don't have guys that are working together. And who quality player, you have to incorporate him. He's not played with the team and with that squad before. So they have some learning curves to go through as a team, along with learning Pochettino's philosophies as well. So I honestly think Liverpool is going to be a tough game, but I see Liverpool winning the game, to be honest with you.
Okay, but
Chilwell or Hall instead of Cucurella, but still, even Chilwell can't handle more. Hall can't handle more either. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, right?
No, you're right. The reason why I asked, right, is because from the past season, when we lost to some teams that we wasn't supposed to lose to, or we looked totally like confused by what they did, he came out and was like, well, we have no information on the team. We didn't have much scouting stuff on the team and all that sort of stuff. And that's what I'm kind of like having in the back of my mind, this lack of proper preparation, because I heard that excuses when we were losing to some teams, and they had the press conference after, and he was talking some cyanide stuff, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Stop. Either say, you know what, we wasn't prepared, we got beat plain and simple, but bringing out these benign stuff about like, well, they have a new coach also, and we don't know how they was going to set up. Because if you remember, it had at least 4 teams that did us in, and he came out with that stuff, and it was like, the thing, as I said, I hear what you're saying, and your points are very true. My issue is Poch being a new coach, and he with this little kind of an excuse about, well, we don't know how the team is going to set up and all that sort of stuff. It has me kind of goddamn like, is this going to be a goddamn sour note to start us off for the damn season?
I don't think so. I on the same page as Mark. I think it's going to be goals galore in that first game. I think it can be a goal scoring fest, to be honest with you. But I see us winning the game, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna give my score prediction. I'll leave that for our preview show on why I call them for a score. But I do see a lot of goals. I see them scoring, and I see us scoring. Because I think our pace in the front is going to give them a whole lot of trouble. And I think our back line is going to have some problems with their pace as well. Because that kid Mudryk, although I don't put him up on a pedestal, and I think 100 million was crazy what they paid for him, but the boy is fast. He is super fast. And then Kuku is no slouch either. So there's going to be goals for sure. But I still think that we're going to win that game, to be honest with you. I think our midfield will be the deciding factor in that game. McAllister will boss that game for sure.
So the last question I have for you before we disappear here for the evening is that where you mentioned the back line, because everybody's all excited with Trent switching into the midfield going forward and stuff, but the thing that I'm kind of like worried about is that are we not taking a little bit of that for granted and not being cautious? Because even during the preseason, some of the preseason games, you saw how we got exposed on that side when Trent was not in around that area, and teams kind of literally played and targeted that side. And as I said, what you just said there, Cook, those 2 kids from Chelsea, they kind of like wrap it quick, you know. So what's your thought? Are we going to maybe hopefully get that claimed center back that they say we're going to get, or do you think that we're going to be left short again in that department, and that's going to be a frailty that's going to come and plague us through the season, because teams are going to literally wait for Trent to suck in to come into the midfield, and then they're going to put pressure majorly down on that side?
Yeah, what I think you will see is if we play that inverted role that we played the latter half of last season, it was still relatively new for the team. I think they were probably working on that a tremendous amount of time this offseason and preseason. That when you do see Robbo run into that inverted role and Ibu covering his zone, you're going to see Virgil push over a little more. And then you can see Robertson hold the left center back position, which I am worried about. I mean, Mark said it as well. I mean, it's right here as well. But the reason why I think it will work is because Robbo is very good defensively. He will have to bomb forward because now you have quality in your midfield from the left center midfield side and the right center midfield side, rather than having who we had last year with Sabazlai and McAllister there. That will help them be a lot more defensive minded and working as a unit, as in a team, instead of one-on-one defending like what we did a lot of last year. And then I think it will work a lot better. But we do still need a center back. That's just my opinion. We still do need a center back.
That's why I asked, because as I said, I did have to slow down a bit and take care of myself and all that sort of stuff. So it was just like, I rather, because for the most part, I try to say I don't listen to some of these content creators and stuff, because they will make me go and have an extra with some of the stuff that they does be going on with. So I usually will try to get more of a better opinion for someone like you, or listen to like Callum or one of them, and get a better understanding on what I miss out on.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you calling in, bro. I want you to get yourself 100% better, man. We can have a good season. Just keep positive.
All right. Well, you guys take care. We'll see you all on the next show. Stay
Yes,
safe,
sir.
stay well,
All
and
right, brother.
guidance and strength to you and the family.
All right, man. Same to you, Matty.
All right. Take it easy.
Big up. Blessed. Uncle Albert, how you doing,
Yo, yo,
brother?
yo, 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 yo. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm on vacation,
Yeah,
getting some rest.
you look sun drenched. You look toasted.
Yes, I'm enjoying the sun. I
You
needed
look
it.
like a macadamia nut.
This, believe it or not, this is
You
my
look like
normal
a
color.
macadamia nut in Winn-Dixie.
How you doing, my brother? I
I'm
miss
good.
talking to
How are
you.
you?
I'm good, man. Miss talking to you. I've been watching you on the other channels and stuff, and as
Yeah,
always, you always spit in facts, man.
yeah.
Always spit in facts. How you feeling about this season?
We need to get a DM, man. I'm
We
okay
do.
everywhere else. We need to get a DM and we need to get a center back. That's it
Do,
for me.
do you
But
feel we getting them?
unfortunately, in the modern game, we're still faffing around over Avia, so we'll see. But if you read This Is Anfield today, they're saying that basically Klopp has all but told us that his starting DM for the Chelsea match will be Curtis Jones. I'm not comfortable with that. I want to see Curtis start though. I prefer Curtis to start ahead of Zoboslai at this time, but I don't want him in the DM position. So I wish we would have done our homework and had a DM ready to go. So we started, see, as always, the cascade of excuses, of mistakes. The avalanche of mistakes began with not signing Ugarte. Because it should be clear to everybody that Klopp was of the opinion that he had Fabinho. And he had made up his mind that Fabinho was going to get better, despite what we all saw, that
He
Fabinho had
trusted him.
dropped levels, and the levels
Yep.
began 2 years ago. It didn't begin last year. Okay?
Yep.
And so now we're in a situation where we're still doing Liverpool. Oh, we don't haggle over players. Oh, well, for FFS, you don't own the damn player, for fuck's sake. Somebody's
Yep.
player. You want the player, you need to pay his asking price. Look, it's like everything in life. Guy needs to sell, guy will do a deal with you, right? If he
Mhm.
don't need to sell, he ain't gonna do no deal with you, right?
Yep.
You're on holiday. The guys who sell coconuts and lobsters and fish by the roadside, because I'm sure you have that, like we have in Ghana.
Yep.
You can bargain with them, right? But
Yep.
you can't bargain with the fish store in Publix or Winn-Dixie. Because they don't need to sell to you,
It's true.
right? Pay the asking price or piss off. We are still bargaining £5 million, £2 million here and there. When Southampton have made it clear to you that they want £50 million for the boy. And the reason is simple: £10 million of whatever we pay is going to go to Manchester City. They
Yep.
know that Manchester City, if they want the boy, will come and give them £40 million next year. So
Yep.
these guys will not sell for anything less than 50.
Yeah.
If we thought that, then we should have gone for somebody else. But now what are we doing? We are now beginning to say, oh, now we're going for the Brazilian guy. For how long have we spoken about this Brazilian guy? For how long have
A
we
long
known
time.
that we had interest in this kid? If we're going for him, go for him, be in, be out, get it done.
Get
Now
it
we're
done at the
going
beginning
to
of the
have,
window. Agreed.
yeah. I pray to God that tomorrow we have a good match against Bayern
Bayern.
with our improv, with our Saturday night at the improv, or is it going to be Wednesday morning at the improv for me? So this kid goes to play in the middle of the park and we get it sorted out. Because I'm strongly of the opinion that we should see at least nominally the starting lineup for Chelsea against Bayern, right? If we see it, if it works good, great. But I'm still saying I'm not comfortable with not having somebody who can check the runs of Mudryk. I'm not comfortable with somebody who can check the runs of
Nkunku.
Nkunku. I'm not comfortable with somebody like Robertson who may be caught out when Sterling tries to run riot on the right side of the pitch. I'm also not comfortable with the high line because I see Nicholas Jackson as somebody who can get through that high line. But at least if you have somebody who screens the back four, that possibility is a whole lot less. Having said that, our front four or front five or whatever you want to call him are probably the best in the league right now. So
I agree.
They will score. The question is whether the match becomes a fight, like an OK night fights at the OK night at the corral, fight nights at the OK corral. Yeah, right. It becomes a shootout where it becomes 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 3-2. You know, Brendan Rodgers time. And that's because we had people who could put the ball in the net, but we had a shitty ass defense.
Yeah.
And a shitty ass defensive midfield. So that's what we need to check. In our part of the world, we say defense wins games. And you know, defense wins games. Good
wins championships too.
They win championships. Good defensive teams will always win, will always get through and go through to the Super Bowl and win. But it's not lost on NFL or NBA alone. We know that good defensive teams in football have won games. Right? The AC Milan team of the 90s had an excellent defense. Costa Curta and Baresi, excellent. The Manchester United teams that used to win had Rio Ferdinand and Vidic. They were excellent. Even us, when we won, we spent money to go and buy the best central defender in the world, VVD, to come and play alongside Matip and or Gomez, and we won. So the formula is there. Let's go out there and go and do what we need to do. We need to challenge for the league title. I want us to challenge for the league title. That's I mean, Manchester City play with Rodri. Yeah, Manchester City play with Rodri, Akanji, Ake. You know they have a good defense. Even though their goalkeeper is suspect, they have a good defense. Who screen him? They have a great midfield on the defensive side. There's none better than Rodrigo. He screens his back four expertly. So we need to get in there, get it done. And if it's the Brazilian kid we are going for, pay the 40 million euro because it's 40 now or 20 later. Pay the 40 if you want him now. Pay it, get it in, get it done, get out, and let him cook.
Yes, right.
That's
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 100%. Now, before I let you go, because I can bounce off. How do you feel this Chelsea game can happen next week? I mean, Mark and me feel the same way. It's going to be a shootout. I don't think it's going to be an old low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a gunfight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it will be a shootout because we have great forwards. They have good forwards. So, depending on, if we draw first blood or two, it could end up being a bad day for them. If they get behind our high line, like Leicester did, it could be a challenging day for us. I don't think it's. See, we are used to going behind and then fighting from behind. For Liverpool, it's almost like if we don't go behind, then the match hasn't started. You know?
Yeah.
We almost find it too good to be true if we are ahead. So with that lot, I don't want us to go behind because I'm sure you watched the summer series. They played well. They played very well in the summer series. They've got something going with the summer series. So, you know, I don't. And Mudryk is beginning to find his feet. That's my biggest challenge because Mudryk operates on the side where there will be spaces if we do that inverted thing. You don't want Mudrik running right through that will be challenging, but we'll see.
I agree.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
We need
How you
to
feel?
make a good beginning, do
We
well
do.
against them, do well against Bournemouth, do well against Newcastle, Aston Villa, and then we're good to go. We don't want to
Our
have
first 5 games is going to be critical. I agree with you.
We don't want to have
100%.
3 points. We don't want to have 3 points after Aston Villa.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So
before we go,
that's it.
Albert, question: how you feel with VVD as a captain?
Fantastic. I'm fully on board with him. I would have preferred Allison, but I don't think he's too much worse. I see it would have been strange if he hadn't given it to him, because
Yeah.
I saw a statistic just yesterday. He captained the team more times last year than Henderson did. Because
Oh, really?
because Henderson didn't start many matches. Right? So
Mm-hmm.
he started those matches, and when he was in the team, he was the captain. So I think that it was the right progression, to make him the captain after Hendo. And what surprised me though was the deputy captain that was given to Trent. But I think that was a political decision. They weren't going to give it to Salah because Salah was definitely not going to embrace those rainbow stuff, right? They probably weren't going to give it to Robertson, because maybe he finds Robertson a little bit of all over the place. Plus, he's not playing well. Okay, Robertson is not playing well. So, and I've warned that he should be careful. Liverpool fans like looking for villains. I'm not taking myself out of that accusation. Maybe I'm one of the people who really likes looking for villains. And if Robertson is not careful, he will become the villain now that Henderson is gone, because
I agree.
He makes too many mistakes. He gets caught out of position too many times, and if he's not careful, if the Liverpool supporters hone in on him, he's gonna have problems.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But Albert, blessings as always.
Yo, my macadamia nut. Enjoy the sun, bro.
I will. Thank you.
Hurry up and get back to Toronto.
Monday next week.
Where you become as white as snow.
I love that. I love that.
From macadamia nut, you become Snow White.
Yes. Agreed.
Yo. So take care, bro, and enjoy your break.
Okay, man. Bless. Everyone, that's it for us. This was going to be a short show. Big up to everyone that's in the chat as always. Thanks for supporting us. We can be back next week. Monday, we got a show. We're going to chop it up even more. Looking forward to it. As I said, missed you guys doing this. So we figured we would do a quick one today, but we will chat next week. As always, to the crew, Beige and Red supporters, you all have a blessed day. Big up.